Hi, for this week's discussion, I'm going to talk a little bit about my research paper. So, my main claim is that the enjoyment of sad music can enable emotional catharsis. However, this can become an unhealthy coping mechanism when listeners transition from active emotional regulation to passive rumination. This negative shift is primarily due to individual personality traits, the inability to regulate emotions, and high neuroticism, which reinforces symptoms like anxiety and depression. So I did find quite a bit of evidence suggesting or indicating that sad music is an emotional outlet, and it's paradoxical because it offers bittersweet emotions. And there's also a biological framework or component to this argument, since music has been seen to influence emotions potentially, and it lights up different parts of our brain. So, there is a very clear line between healthy and unhealthy listening, and that shift usually is due to different traits. Like I said, rumination, neuroticism is a personality trait that can lead to people being more vulnerable to unhealthy coping with music. And when a music use becomes maladaptive, it actively correlates with clinical levels of anxiety and depression. So, hearing that, the stakes are pretty high, and I think sad music is a universal experience. So, if we can understand how individuals are more vulnerable to it, then we can reach a better understanding of how our personality shapes our coping strategies. So, there was one alternative perspective about how sad music can't influence our emotions. It only affects our mood while we're actively listening to it. But I found a lot of sources that kind of disputed this claim. So next I'm going to show you guys my roadmap. So, here's my main claim, and it's why do we listen to sad music? And when does it transition from unhealthy to unhealthy? So, my three main focuses are the boundary between healthy and unhealthy listening, and the reasons why we listen to sad music. So here I have some of the traits that make us want to listen to music, or the experiences that make us attracted to sad music. And then here I have some of the negative effects of unhealthy listening. So I think I will use these three main arguments and center my research paper around them. And I think for this essay, the most effective approach for me would be to synthesize information. I think I can kind of fall into a trap of only summarizing sources more than I give my own insights. So this would kind of force me to take everything, all the information that I gathered, and my own claim and opinion, and form an essay around that.